Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So OCG Metagame Breakdown for, let's say, early half of January 2023. So as you know, the OCG recently got their new Forbidden and Limited list, like Tearlament was hit, for example, Spright was already hit, and as we've seen past week in the first analysis of Road of the King, link will be in the video description, was that Tearlament is taking over again, even though, what is it, Kitkalos is banned, Sharon at 1, I believe, Reno Heart at 1, so the deck is pretty much, hits to a full extent almost, and it's still, I was about to say, one of the best deck, if not the best deck, as you see here in the most recent breakdown for, I believe, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, January 13th. But it's intriguing. It's really intriguing. Let's go to Road of the King first, and then some extra deck lists, since there are some nice techs popping up, and that's, could be interesting for us TCG players as well. First of all, the Tearlament build here for Road of the King. I don't think there's any big differences compared to the Tearlament list that we've seen past weeks. We saw that more Shadows in the main deck. I think Goods might have been something different. The fact that Goods, sending one of the Tearlament traps, is it Selyak? Yeah. To send it to the graveyard, to, search a Tearlament directly from the deck, I guess to make the deck much more consistent. And as you know, with Kitkalos band, the King of the Swamp is, of course, very important to get those fusions out on board. But outside of that, I think maybe droplets in the side deck to hit those Tri-Brigade deck lists that, potentially could soul charge, during your turn, potentially go for, the Link 4 play to banish something on your field. So Forbidden Droplet over Dark Ruler no more. And speaking of Tri-Brigade, Omen, that was the name I was looking for. Speaking of Tri-Brigade, together with Spright, again, that's not something too completely out of the ordinary. We saw this in the TCG, but I feel was one of the, well, I was about to say worst builds, but that's not true. Runic probably better, Pure Spright, Bystial Spright probably better, but it's still a strong deck. A couple of things caught my attention. First of all, the DD Crow. People are again main decking DD Crow. I mean, it kind of makes sense here for Tri-Brigade simply because Omen can search it. First turn, a couple of Tri-Brigade or Beasts banished and then search Crow, you know how it goes. While on the other hand, and that's the third deck list that was featured on Road of the King, is Labyrinth. Labyrinth, as you see here on the right side, and the pie chart is like the third most represented deck, and as you know, Magnamut, I think, is one of the... I think it's the only Bystial that was hit in the OCG. I think so. Magnamut at 1. But as you know, Magnamut doesn't hit cards that are not light or dark. So, DD Crow is more flexible, hits traps as well. And as, against Labyrinth, it hits, is it the Labyrinth summon? The trap that summons directly from the deck. Welcome Labyrinth, I believe the name is, yeah. I think so. So that's why DD Crow is there, and it definitely makes sense. But outside of that, I don't think we see anything out of the ordinary. So speaking of Labyrinth, it's again one of those sleeper decks, I feel. The thing is that we might get a big Forbidden and Limited list for us TCG players as well. Soon. I don't know, no clue. But Labyrinth is a sleeper deck. It's a deck that depends on if the other decks are getting hit, might become one of the top decks, simply because it's, very similar to Eldritch, super trap heavy deck. More deck list of Labyrinth ready within the next couple of moments. Plus, again, you can main deck so many floodgates as well, plus some sneaky evenly matched, and here in this case Maxi, but Maxi has, at least it wasn't in the main deck, I think, for the other 2 deck lists that, will show in a couple of moments. But one card caught my attention, and I need to, get a peek. It's a normal trap, Symbol Archfiends. For me, that's new, but it's basically very similar to Dimensional Barrier. While Dimensional Barrier doesn't hit Link summons, this card does. So Symbol Archfiend states that, upon activation, both players cannot summon like an extra deck summon or a monster type, card type, then they already have on field. So this also hits rituals, of course, and this could also hit links. So it's basically a Dimensional Barrier, but a Dimensional Barrier for link summons. So, and it's a normal trap. So again, it kind of makes sense here for Labyrinth. So that's a cool one. Really nice. Again, get those while you still can. I think that's it. That's it for, Road of the King. So let's continue to some extra deck lists. And then first of all, I'm not so sure if these are the most intriguing deck lists, but they are Eldritch 2.0, I guess. But again, it makes sense. It's a deck that, I mean, if you already have the Labyrinth cards, you're set to go, but it super depends on the, ban list we might get soonish or within the next couple of weeks, months. That again, Labyrinth might be piloted to top tier, or might be a super meta deck, but I'm not so sure. Seeing that both decks here, both deck lists are super heavy on floodgates. There are some small differences. While right side player is running green and yellow, it's more of my list on the right side, but it's Labyrinths. Right, so intriguing how the TCG is going to develop and adapt if, Labyrinth is going to be that next top tier deck, or might become a top tier deck. Left side, another Labyrinth deck list, but it is what it is. Right side, and this is one of the most interesting lists from this weekend for me, with all of the new Despia, well, not Despia, but Albaz cards. This caught my attention, and again, I playtested with Bystials, with Despia, Albaz like twice this week. We'll leave a link in the, like an annotation with the new cards. And a couple of things caught my attention. Is that again, Magnamut is at 1. Indeed, Lubellion, the level 8 one, is at 3, simply because it's such an important card, a starter, extender, whatever. Branded High Spirits is indeed a crucial card, gets your, and that's because of the new one, right? Is it called Quiem? The Queen, the one next to Cartesia. That's basically an Armageddonite plus, and as you might have seen in the videos, you can special summon her directly from the deck, and then, Foolish Burial something, plus Extend, simply because she has an extra beneficial Reborn effect as well, that works during your opponent's turn also. Only one Cartesia. Double Albaz, yeah, seems pretty stable. Plus the kit, yeah, that's something that I indeed added in the second deck list a couple of days ago to my main deck as well, simply because again, extending, and there is indeed the Springens fusion in the extra deck. He's going for double, is it called Guignol? One of the new fusions that, you can, when it's like, or when your opponent, what is it, special summon something from the extra deck? I think it's something like that. You can banish it from either field or graveyard to special summon the Despia Synchro from your extra deck, which again basically negates an extra deck monster basically from your opponent. So that's cool, that's nice. But again, that the Branded Fusion is at 1. And I think the TCG might follow. Not soon, but it's again one of those cards that it's super strong, but the deck loses to Ash. Like a well-timed Ash, the deck loses to that. Only 2 of the traps. Again, I'm also running the same, but I see some builds. I mean, the third one here is in the extra deck. Okay, but I don't think you need to main deck more. Mercurier at 1, double call by, yep, that's OCG, right? Okay, let's continue. Spright. Spright with Gishkis, and as you know, like, with adding in Gishkis, they got more support, got a couple of new card, or at least one card combos, simply by putting the new Gishki Ritual on field, which again has the ability to negate Nibiru, and we've seen Nibiru popping up again, with less Kitkalos and shenanigans, or Lulukaros. Nibiru is again strong, and getting that ritual for Gishkis up first, it could potentially negate a Nibiru, so I like that. Again, this is something to keep an eye out for us TCG players as well. Gishki Spright. Next up, this is also nice. Left side Constellars or Tellarknights. Again, also playtested this some time ago. Only one Sheraton in the main deck. The Constellar Sheraton, I believe the name is. I think it's a card that you always want to have in your main deck, simply because the Exceed banishes it and, gains the effect to extend. Plus the Constellar extender next to Nibiru is also there. So the Caduceus, I believe the name is. Again, it has been a while. Double Nibiru plus Bridge and triple Dark Ruler no more. Double evenly, I guess, for going second. Obviously, if you're going second, I still think this is, going first deck. Triple Vega, I kinda agree, simply because Vega is still a strong normal summon if you have, of course, another extender. But I look at the lineup, there are, numerous level 4, right? And Deneb with Vega is still the best card, 2-card combo. Right side to, finish off the video, we see again Evil Twins. We saw Evil Twins, I guess, vanishing from the format as soon as Bystials hit the metagame, but even though that Spright is super weakened in the OCG, I'm still a huge fan of this particular build. Ended up first place, by the way. So that's cool. This again might, pop up in the TCG depending if the Bystials are getting hit. Okay, that's it for the OCG. Really, really cool. Something that I forgot to mention is that in one of the... where is it? In one of the Bystial builds... Ah, here it is. In one of the Bystial builds is that they're running the new... and I again have to take a peek. One of the new Synchron cards. Assault Synchron. It's basically an extender, level 2, tuner that you can special summon from the hand. Plus... you can banish it from the graveyard as soon as it, like, what is it, a dragon type synchro, or is tributed, or a dragon synchro monster is tributed, I believe. Yeah, indeed. Tribute or banish it. You can banish the synchron from the graveyard and resummon it to the field. So that's really, really nice. Level 2, so with the Bystials, level 8. I like that one. You know, those punk Bystial decks. Really, really cool. Okay, I'm excited. That's nice. Okay. Guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.